Hi, my beautiful ladies, and today is a wonderful topic. It is the good news about getting older, being over 40. We get more confidence. We just do, it just happens. And from what I read in Brooke Shields' new book, Brooke Shields is not allowed to get older. I think that's the title of the book. She talks about how confidence grows with age, and she mentions polls and studies. And most women say that they are far more confident with age, even though we are wrinklier, we're saggier, our bodies are doing their weird things. And we all know what that is as we enter perimenopause and menopause. The majority of us feel more confident, and that is so wonderful. This is so wonderful. And so, those of you who responded to my little poll on my channel where I asked, I said, do you feel more confident with age, less confident with age? And then there was a response, it depends on the situation. 47% of you said, yes, you do. 31% said it depends on the situation, which to me still means more confidence, because obviously there are certain situations where we don't have confidence. I, for one, also find that in a new situation, or let's just say I was thrown into a new work environment, which I'm not, but I would be not confident. I mean, it really does depend on the environment. Going to a gym for the first time, a new gym, you would feel a bit nervous and insecure. If you've never used weights before or any of the machines, you would lack confidence. If you were starting a dance class for the first time, or painting or whatever, so it does depend on the situation. But the good news is that we in general, as a whole, feel more confident as we age. And so for me, this is wonderful news. I am 46. So going forward into my 50s and 60s, can you imagine the growth and the confidence that will happen? And it seems like some of it is hormonal, so we don't even have to work on it. Some of it is as the estrogen leaves our body, as the oxytocin drains from our brain, we have less of the disease to please. And so I want to tell the young woman, if there are any of you watching, if you are in your 20s and 30s, just wait, it gets better. Yes, there are things to bemoan about the physicality of getting older. It's not all pretty, but you start to not care. You really don't care as much. And even that just happens. I remember when I was younger, I used to say, I'm going to fight age tooth and nail. I'm going to be this hot woman who, from the back, the guys are going to think, wow, she's 20. And then I turn around and they're going to be like so scared. They're going to go, oh, she's 70. I always used to think that trying to look youthful was the thing. And I still want to look as good as I can for my age. But the older I get with every passing year, so I can only assume it gets better. And those of you who are older can tell me in the comments if it does. With every passing year, I care less and less about looking younger. And that in and of itself is so freeing. It's so freeing. I enjoy looking my best, but it's not a necessity like it used to be. I used to feel when I was younger like the whole world needed, and I know it's just in my head, I'm not saying this was how it was, but it felt like the world needed me to be pretty and youthful and pleasing, and what anyone wants, I'll do it. You feel that way when you're young. Just, I'll bend over backwards, I'll make it okay, I'm the one. With age, with being knocked down by life, with seeing what people are really like, with the loss of estrogen, you really do. You come into your own, and it's not a selfish space, but it's almost a selfish space where you put your needs where they should be. You put your needs, and maybe it's just having raised a child and gone through all of that. For a lot of us, your kids maybe are out of the house. Mine's 15, you're still in the house. But as you go through all of that, you just realize that if you don't take care of you, you cannot function for anybody else. You really can't. And so you realize that you not only you prioritize yourself, you have to prioritize yourself. You prioritizing yourself really is truly a service to everyone around you. And when you're younger, you hear that, but you don't quite understand it. But if you don't take care of yourself, if you crumble, if you fall apart, if you are not optimal, you cannot be there for other people. And so it really is that whole analogy, the oxygen mask. You've heard it all before, but it's true. And you come into the space of, I am valuable, I am worthy, I do matter, my feelings matter, I deserve to be heard. But you also realize with whom you can do that, with whom you can be open. You realize that there are certain people who you need to keep at a distance. You realize certain people have their limitations, and that's okay. It's okay, and it's not a reflection on you, and it may not even be a reflection on them as people. They are products of their environment, as are you. But you realize all this and you learn it deeply from life experience. If you're open to learning, obviously, you need an open psyche or mindset or mind frame. I don't know what the word is. You need to just be open to learning. But you develop and mature, and you come more and more into your own, and saying no becomes a lot easier. But I do think it just happens naturally. And when you're younger and you are more people pleasing and in the pleasing mode, that's fine. It's totally fine. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't try and evolve to the next stage if you're not there yet. Just be in the stage you're at. When I was young, I couldn't have been any other way other than what I was, because I guess that's just how young women are. Maybe it's our socialization, maybe it's the way our culture teaches us to be, but young women are, for the majority, I think, still being taught to be pleasing. They're being taught to just be self-effacing, putting their needs second to other people. Maybe that's changing. I certainly hope it is. But in general, we put everyone else's needs first. Whoever wants to, we always go with the flow. We do what's going to be easiest for everyone else, and that's fine. As you get older, you really do. You know how to check in with yourself, and you know how to say, I'm good, or not for me, or no thank you, or I wish I could help you, but not right now, or whatever the case is. You learn phrases, and you learn slowly but surely how to put up boundaries. And I just think that that's wonderful, and I want to just celebrate that in this video. So I would love to hear from you. Please do leave me a comment if you feel the same way. Do you also feel that as you have aged, you have gained wisdom, you have gained the ability to put up boundaries, and have you also gained this deep inner confidence? Not confidence in a new situation, but confidence in who you are, even if you don't look as good as you did when you were young. In fact, I remember when I was young, I probably looked the best. Of course, I must have. I was young, but I was so deeply insecure about my looks. And now I'm older, things are changing, and I feel more confident about how I look and in my body. I'm just so much more accepting. I really don't give a flying, you know what? Whether people like it, they don't like it, it doesn't matter anymore. And I do think, yes, part of it is I'm in a stable, healthy, loving relationship, so I don't have a need to seek male validation and attention. But when I was younger, that was very much on my mind. Maybe it's something to do with the reproductive hormones that keep us, that keep us thinking, am I okay? Am I pretty? Am I attractive? Am I thin enough, good enough? I no longer want to reproduce. I'm 46, I'm on HRT. The sooner I hit menopause, the better for me. I'm done with all of that. Those years are gone. And so there's no need to be attractive to the opposite sex. Sure, I want to look my best, as I've said, but I don't care to be desirable anymore. I care to be good for me. And that mindset shift is powerful, because you don't, it's just freeing. It's freeing to not worry about the male gaze as much, even though men are always going to gaze and they're always going to judge, and they'll always have their chirp. That's human nature. We all look at each other and judge. It's normal. But for you inside to come to a point where you are good with you, regardless of how you look, regardless of if your weight goes up or down, regardless of if you are in shape or not, because that changes, it fluctuates. It's so freeing. It is so wonderful. Ladies, the young ladies, just wait. Your best years are yet to come. My name is Louise, and I will see you in the next video. In fact, YouTube or me, we're going to pop on the screen a video coming up here, which I think you will love. If you love this topic about getting older and looking forward to getting older, this is the video that you should watch next. See you in the next one. Bye.